Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of domain and range. This is standard A.2A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 46 off the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got here the domain and range of parts of a function here. And I'm going to, since it's so big we have to scroll up and down, I'm just going to kind of write those little expressions over here on the side. So we know that x is greater than 5, and we know that y is less than 2. Okay, so what does that have to do with our domain and range? All right, well, let's go ahead and define those real quick. So our domain, that's going to be the set of all independent variable values. So when we're talking about our independent variable values, typically we're talking about our x values. Sometimes it's a different letter depending on how the problem is written. That's our domain. So then our range is going to be the set of all, well, if the domain is independent variable values, then our range are going to be the dependent variable values. So that's typically your y values, but sometimes they're f of x, they're some random letter. So what we need is we need the domain. The x needs to be greater than 5. So that's what we're looking for here, an x that is greater than 5. And a y that is less than 2. So let's just take a look at each of these, and we'll just find the one that matches. Okay, so our domain is the x, so we're going to start looking at A. Let's look side to side. Okay, so we're going to look side to side. So what do we have here? Our x value right there is going to be a 5. Okay, so A looks like x is going to be less than, right, because it starts at 5 and goes smaller, less than 5. So it's got the right number, but it's the wrong inequality. It's less than 5, not greater than 5. Now, we notice that all of these circles here on all 4 of these answer selections are going to be open. So that's fine, because if it's an open circle, right, that means it's going to be less than or greater than. If it's in a closed circle, we have to include the equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So we don't have to worry about that here. So we're wrong there. And then our range is going to be our up and down, and it looks like y is going to be, it starts at 2 and then just moves up, right? Even though it's moving backwards, the 2 is, it's moving up, so it's greater than 2. So once again, it's got the right number, the wrong inequality. So A is wrong both different ways. Let's come down here to C, or excuse me, to B. Okay, so I'm looking at my x. So my x, remember, we're going left to right. So it starts at 5, and it moves to the right, right? Even though it's going down, the x values are increasing. So we're going to say x is greater than 5, so that's good, right? We want x to be greater than 5. And then let's look up and down right here. When we're looking up and down, we see that our y, here's our 2, right? And then it's going down. It's going less than 2. Okay, so B looks good. So I've got 2 correct values. Let's just double check to make sure this doesn't work on C and on D. So C, I've got x, and once again we're going side to side, right? And we're 5. And x, it's moving to the left, right? It's getting smaller, so x is less than 5, so that's not good. My y is going to be less than 2, so that's okay. But C doesn't work because the domain is incorrect. And we're going to find some problems right here. So my domain, x is going to be greater than 5, so that's good because we're moving to the right. But then y is greater than 2, which is not what we want. So my answer is B.